We wrap up a three-game series with one team looking for a sweep and the other trying to regain momentum. From Carolina Softball Stadium at Beckham Field, it's Game 3 between the South Carolina Gamecocks and the Florida Gators. Hi, everyone. Brad Muller alongside Julia Kennedy. Thanks so much for joining us here this afternoon. Well, all Florida in the first two games, and Julia, the Gators look like they're in postseason form.
Yeah, if you go on the road, you throw a no-no in your first game. Second game, a run rule victory with 15 runs. You're doing everything right? Friday night, it was the pitching. It was all about Keegan Rothrock. She tossed a complete game, no-hitter. It was the third of her career, and the Gators staff has done a great job of just not allowing really any big innings in the first two games from South Carolina. Offensively, Jocelyn Erickson is playing like the All-American that she is. 4 hits in 2 games with 6 RBIs. All 4 of her hits for extra bases with 2 doubles and 2 3-run home runs. If Florida can keep doing what they've been doing all weekend long, they'll be a tough team to beat the rest of the way.
Yeah, meanwhile, for South Carolina, the Gamecocks need to get some momentum, not just for today, but for the rest of the regular season. The Gamecocks have only 6 hits in the first 2 games, but they've had some base runners with 7 walks and a couple of hit batters. They've got to find a way to get hits with runners on base. In the circle for the Gamecocks, making her 3rd appearance of the series, it's the senior Jory Hurd.
Yeah, the pitching staff going back with their ace, the veteran of the staff, Jory Hurd. I think this is the best decision they could make. Jory Hurd, she's looked really better than she ever has been at this part in the season. She's really going to rely on that curve, that drop curve, but then she'll also mix in that rise ball sporadically as well.
See the numbers on Hurd for the season. Again, her 3rd appearance. Looked good in the first game. 5 2/3. Allowed 1 run. It was unearned on 4 hits, 6 strikeouts, 3 walks. Pitched just 1 inning yesterday. Allowed 4 earned runs on 4 hits with 2 strikeouts. So kind of a mixed bag against this hot-hitting Gator team. Taylor Shoemaker will lead things off for Coach Tim Walton. The Gators coming in at 39-5, 13-4 in SEC play. There's their lineup. We told you about Erickson. First pitch up high, and we're underway here on a beautifully warm day in the capital city of Columbia, South Carolina. Shoemaker, the sophomore. Fastball taken for a strike.
And this is a really tough lineup, really for any pitching staff to face. I mean, if you look at their lineup, about 50% of their team are left-handed hitters.
Yep.
They're not just lefty slappers that can put down a bunt or a drag bunt or just kind of, have a slap, but these are real strong power hitters as well. And you look at their power numbers as a team, I mean, they're insane with their home runs. Right behind Oklahoma there, 83 doubles on the season, leads the SEC.
This one hit deep to left. Lilio goes back, looks up, and it is off the top of the wall. It's going to be extra bases for Shoemaker. She'll pull into second with a stand-up double. That one just missed getting out of here. Shoemaker, one of those power hitters that you talked about. All 3 at the top of the lineup in double figures and home runs. She just missed her 14th.
Pitch on the outside. Half of the plate, just does a great job, really just throwing her barrel out there, throwing the hands. A ton of power and pop off her bat. Great way to start the offense here for Florida in the first.
12th double of the year for Shoemaker, was tied for 7th in the SEC in doubles coming into the weekend. Brings up Jocelyn Erickson, who Julia told you about in the open, and boy, what a series she's having. The senior has been outstanding.
I think the best thing about Jocelyn Erickson is she approaches it like such a pro. You see 2 3-run home runs yesterday, but it's just with such chill about her, right? She's not really stressed or high emotion. It's just very casual about her presence.
Erickson, 19 home runs, came into the weekend 3rd in the SEC in long ball, 2nd in RBI. Takes one low here, and Hurd falls behind. Erickson in this series, 4 for 7, 2 doubles, 2 home runs, 6 knocked in. Gamecocks slightly shifted in the infield for her. There's a strike. Shelton, the second baseman, playing about halfway between second and first, and the shortstop, Shea Anderson, close to the bag. Nips the outside corner again, full count.
Last game, we saw an interesting shift against Erickson as well. Shea Anderson was actually playing on the other side of second base, so we've seen a little bit of different defense setups here for Erickson.
Payoff pitch, line drive, just foul, past the glove of Brody. It's actually a good thing she didn't get a glove on that if it was still in fair territory, because you'd have another extra base hit. Gamecocks defensively the same as they've been for most of this series, with outfield left to right, Lelio, Ensley, and Jamie McKay taking over right field. Another payoff pitch to Erickson. Grounded left side through the hole, hits against the shift. Runner around third, she will score, and the Gators strike first on the RBI single from Jocelyn Erickson.
I mean, this is what makes Jocelyn Erickson one of the best, hottest hitters right now in all of college softball. Works to an 8-pitch at bat, is able to find a ball that she can hit hard in play, beats the shift, able to find some grass and score the first run here for Florida.
Yeah, sometimes the Sprite chart lies to you, right, when you can do that. So runner at first and run in for Kenley Cahalan, the shortstop. Another lefty, another double-digit home run hitter, has 15 long balls on the year. Go along with those 52 runs batted in. Off the plate here to even things up. Cahalan 4 for 8 in the series with a home run, 3 knocked in. As a team, this Gator squad against the Gamecocks in the first 2 games, .397. Hurd ahead of the batter, a ball and 2 strikes.
That's a rare swing and miss from Cahalan there.
Cahalan's been her first 2 years at Alabama and her second year with the Gators. Second team All-SEC a couple of years ago. Got a piece of it to stay alive. A double and an RBI single to start here for Florida in the first. Chopper left side. Shea Anderson, the shortstop, flips to second for 1. No relay to first. They get the leading lady for the first out. Anderson again was shaded towards the bag. So 1 out, runner still at first, and it brings up the left fielder Townsend Thomas.
Townsend Thomas was a big part of that victory for the Florida Gators against South Carolina back on Friday. She had a home run there in the top of the 7th.
Yeah, that gave them some extra breathing room. And what was a tight game despite the no-hitter. Gamecocks were very much in that game until late. Got some few runs late to the Gators to push it up to a 5-run lead.
And you just saw Thomas there try to lay on the bunt. I mean, here she is, your 4-hole hitter. She can hit the long ball, but she can also lay down a bunt and even beat the throw out at first, which is really just unfair for any other defense, because you know, it's like, do you want to play back because she's got so much pop and power on her bat, or are you going to risk it coming in close to try to field the bunt?
Infield in a few steps. 0-2 pitch. Too far inside. Thomas has had a good series, as you mentioned, had that home run on Friday. 4 for 7 in the series. One-two from Jory Hurd. Hit down the left field line. Quincy Lelio gives chase in foul territory, makes a running grab for out number 2. Runner retreats to first. Big second out there, and some hard hit balls here in the first inning by the Gators. This one.
That's a great job out there by Lelio in left field, and making that catch, even though it was a foul ball, that's a huge momentum kind of take away from Florida. I mean, if that ball was just a couple feet to the right, you know, this game would be looking a lot different right now.
Here's Kendall Grover, the third baseman. Grover in her first year at Florida, 3 years at Eastern Illinois. He's a 2-time Ohio Valley Conference Player of the Year, Freshman of the Year as well. And 3-time first team all-conference. And the numbers have translated for her to the SEC. She's been terrific. Slow ground ball to Anderson. It's short. Across the diamond in time, and good damage control there by Jory Hurd and the Gamecocks. But the Gators strike first. They get a run on 2 hits. Gamecocks coming to bat. Gamecocks looking for some offense, some defense there in the stands. 1-0 Florida as we go to the bottom of the first. And Keegan Rothrock takes to the circle for the second time. We saw her on Friday, and boy, she was pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, pretty good, I think, is an understatement to say. She's throwing right around low 70s, just straight gas. She does such a good job of utilizing that rise ball as well, getting a lot of chase pitches, obviously highlighting her 3rd career no-hitter there on Friday. But comparatively last year to this year, she's been throwing her changeup a little bit more, and I think that's really led to a lot of her continued success. I think last year a lot of people kind of figured her out. And so this year they kind of thought, hey, we know her, we can hit her, but she's just utilized that changeup and is able to throw hitters off with their timing and also their pitch guessing as well.
Rothrock, the junior, now 8th in career wins at Florida, got her 69th here on Friday. Quincy Lelio to lead things off for the Gamecocks. Had a couple of hits yesterday, the only Gamecock with more than 1 hit. Oklahoma transfer, takes one inside.
If South Carolina wants to avoid the sweep, I think a big thing for them is they need to get their offense going early. And that really all starts with Q. You talk to Coach Ashley Chastain-Woodard, you talk to any of the players, you know, on this roster, and they all say she is their firepower. When she gets on and she has success, the rest of the lineup usually tends as fouls.
Yeah, 9th in the SEC in walks coming into the weekend in walks to go with that 366 batting average. On base percentage just under 500. The 2-0, and that almost hit her. Goodness. And she squared the bunt and had to just get out of the way. She ended up fouling, or did it get a piece of her? Okay, it did get her. Gators were fielding as if it was a batted ball. Let's see. No, that hit her in the arm. And so a hit by pitch for Lelio. 4th time she's been hit this year, and the Gamecocks get a base runner, and that had the smart there right on the wrist. And they're going to rule it not a swing. They do appeal to the base umpire. Coach Tim Walton wanted the check.
That's a tough spot right there on the wrist. Gets a little sensitive.
Gamecocks get the lead off a board. Can't say that a lot this weekend. But Lelio has been the catalyst for them in each of her 2 years. Tim Walton discussing something with our home plate umpire, Brian Sold.
I think he's just asking, clarifying to make sure that didn't either hit the bat or she did pull back her bat. I mean, we saw yesterday in a game, Tim Walton challenged a hit by pitch against Natalie Heath, and it ended up working in his favor.
Yep. Gators 39-5, 13-4 in the SEC. Here's another look. She does get the bat back, and it does hit her. So Looks like they got it right on both accounts. They might review it, but it looked like the call on the field was correct on both counts. Gamecocks at 23-19, 3-11 in SEC play.
The ruling on the field is a hit by pitch. Florida is challenging the possibility that could be a foul ball. It is now under review.
And I think this will be a very quick review.
Yes, I would agree. I don't see a whole lot of evidence there that's going to overturn that, especially with the ball making no contact with the bat.
Coach Walton in his 21st year at Florida. A couple of national championships in 2014, 2015. Made it to the Women's College World Series again last year. 8 SEC titles.
After further review, the call on the field has been confirmed, a hit by pitch.
Yeah,
this is Florida's first challenge.
Yeah, that was an easy one. Well, except for Lelio, who's still trying to work out the stingers there in the wrist.
That's going to need some good old ice.
Right. Well, that's the saying, right? We've got ice. Here's the second baseman, Carly Shelton, a junior from nearby Lexington, South Carolina. Did not swing. Shelton looking for her first hit of the series, 0 for 5 with a walk. Shelton, the Gamecocks' second leading hitter coming into the weekend. Hitting at .350 coming into today. She'll take a strike here. Had a healthy cut, but came up empty, and Keegan Rothrock had a ball and 2 strikes.
That's so tough. Throwing that changeup in for a strike at 62 miles an hour, and then throwing straight at the eyes. Next pitch, about 70 miles an hour.
1-2 up high. Rothrock on that no-hitter on Friday, 8 strikeouts, 5 walks. Swing and a miss, strike 3. First strikeout for Rothrock, and Shelton's struggles on the weekend continue.
I think that's just a frustrating at bat for Shelton. You know, she takes a changeup in the zone for a strike, which, you know, probably as she should, but the 2 swing and misses she had were pitches way out of the zone, rise balls going way up, chase pitches.
There's the first baseman, Ariana Rhodey, a senior from Cranston, Rhode Island. Rhodey 1 for 4 in this series with a walk and has been hit by a pitch. So she's been on 3 times. Seven home runs for Rhodey, second on the team. Last year led the Gamecocks with a new school record 17 home runs in her first season after transferring from Charlotte.
And we've talked about how South Carolina has just struggled offensively so far throughout this series, and when you have Rhodey and Shelton back-to-back struggling for you guys in your lineup, it's really hard to have success on the offensive side of the game.
Yeah, exactly. Because of the success both of them have had previously, if they're both not going at the same time, it makes it really hard, especially after Lelio, as we've told you, does a good job of finding ways to get on base, as she did here. 2-2 now to Rhodey. Grounded foul and went through the wickets of Kendall Grover there, but it is foul. Defensively for the Gators, outfield left to right, Townsend Thomas, Taylor Shoemaker, Cassidy McClellan. Infield third to first, you saw Grover there. Kenley Cahalan at short, Gabby Camilla second, Madison Walker at first, Jocelyn Erickson is catching Keegan Rothrock. 2-2 to Rhodey, stays alive.
I had the chance to talk with head coach Tim Walton earlier before the game with Florida, and one thing that he told me that is such a valuable asset to their team is everyone on their roster is able to play like 2 different positions at least. They have tons of flexibility in their defensive lineup, and that's the depth that gives them, that makes them so successful.
2-2 again, bounces up there, good stop by Erickson. Yeah, that's one of the reasons why Florida under Tim Walton normally has a smaller roster than most teams. In fact, this year they have the smallest roster in Power 4 with only 18 players, and one of them's already been redshirted, and that's typical because they have players that can play multiple positions well. Payoff pitch, we'll have another one.
Yeah, you say 18 on their roster, but you look how many on their pitching staff. 6 or 7 of them are pitchers.
Yep. And you've got players that can play multiple positions. The key to that, obviously, is, and sometimes this is out of your control, is staying healthy. Because, you know, with limited players on your roster, if somebody in a key spot goes down, that maybe you don't have someone that can play that position as well, you could be in trouble. Another 3-2 upstairs. Good at bat there by Ari Rhodey. And the Gamecocks have him at first and second with just one out. A hit by pitch and now a walk.
I love the emotion that we just saw there from Rhodey. Had a quality at bat, regardless of the outcome of that at bat. Is able to draw a walk, able to move runners, get on base. And the emotion, I think that's something we've been missing from the South Carolina team throughout SEC play. I feel like we've been missing a little bit of that just raw emotion in the game.
Here's Jamie McKay, skies this one to center field. Shoemaker is there. One pitch and it's the second out for the Ole Miss transfer. He's playing right field. He's also the backup catcher. That takes a little bit of the momentum away. So it'll take a 2-out hit to get a run across. This has been a problem spot for the Gamecocks this whole series. Brings up the center fielder, Tori Ensley, the NC State transfer in her first season with the Gamecocks. Ensley 1 for 5 in the series. That one hit was a solo home run yesterday. That started the scoring for the Gamecocks, and Gamecocks unable to build off of that. It was their team leading 8th home run of the year. And quickly in an 0-2 hole here is Rothrock doing a great job of getting ahead. See the numbers on Ensley, those 8 home runs, now leading the team. This one has 3 triples on the year, tied for 6th in the SEC. Popped up behind the plate, that'll get over our heads. South Carolina just trying to get some momentum here. As we told you, the no-hitter against them on Friday, got run ruled yesterday, but trying to respond after the Gators got a run in the top of the first. 2 on now with 2 outs. Another 0-2 to Ensley. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Another strikeout for Rothrock. That's her second of the game, and the Gamecocks leave 2 stranded. We've completed 1 here in Columbia. It's 1-0 Florida over South Carolina here in Game 3. Ashley Chastain Woodard in her second year as the head coach of the Gamecocks, coming back to her alma mater after a terrific few years at Charlotte. And and brought the Gamecocks one pitch away from making the Women's College World Series last year. It's been more of a struggle here in year 2, as the Gamecocks are 23-19, 3-11 in league play. And trying to avoid a sweep here at home to the Florida Gators, but has had a lot of momentum coming off that first year last year. 6, 7, and 8 do up for the Gators in their half of the second as Jory Hurd goes to work against Ava Brown, the DP.
Ava Brown, someone that Florida has been really missing in their pitching rotation as of late, you know, just recovering from a recent injury. She's been able to find her way in the DP spot a lot, but still slowly working towards getting to full strength to get back in that rotation.
Yeah, she missed about 20 games, but still hitting at .320 with 5 home runs. Change of pace misses for Hurd. See the numbers for Brown on the year. 1 for 5 in the series. Grounded hard to Anderson at short. She's got it. 1 away. Good play by Shea Anderson. That was hit solid. And I'll tell you what, Gators are getting some good rips in against Jory Hurd here early. They had a couple of deep fly balls in that first inning.
I feel like we were talking, you know, in between breaks. It's like every ball that comes off the bat from Florida is just a screamer.
Yeah.
Every single one is just hard contact. And, you know, eventually those are going to find holes in the defense.
Here's the right fielder, Cassidy McClellan. Takes a strike. See the numbers on McClellan, 1 shy of getting into double figures in home runs. McClellan's had a really good series, in fact leading the Gators coming into today in batting average in the previous 2 games. 4 for 5, a home run, team best, 7 runs batted in, and she's walked twice. Have a weekend. And that's coming out of the 7 spot.
I was just about to say, you pull up those stats and, oh yeah, she's your 7-hole hitter, by the way.
Well, that's what it takes, right? You got to have hits all throughout the lineup. You're not going to get them all from everywhere in the lineup every day, and when your bottom third can be productive. Also helps turn the order over.
Great job.
2-2 popped up middle in the infield. A committee meeting in the middle of the infield. And that's going to drop foul. I don't know if Rhodey touched it, and apparently she did. So ending up at second is McClellan. That'll go as a double, most likely. Rhodey coming a long way in. Again, as you said, popped up into the committee meeting here in the middle of the infield and looked like it had a lot of backspin in it.
And that's the second time this series so far we've seen a really high fly ball with miscommunication or just miscues with the South Carolina defense on the infield.
Yep. So it goes as an infield double, and it brings up the first baseman, Madison Walker. Infield comes in halfway.
That's a tough play for the defense to make in general, but I would have loved to see Tate Davis take command, call that. I mean, that's a really hard ball for Lexi Winters to try to get with her gear. She's got to turn her back because of the spin on the ball. You really typically don't want your pitcher going to get with that. Those aren't the plays that she practices every day, right?
And Rhodey was coming a long way.
With Rhodey trailing and the way that the wind is coming, I would have loved to see Tate Davis really take command of that ball. And it's those little miscues that just add up for South Carolina that we've seen throughout this series, and they end up being the difference maker.
Yeah, when you make a pitch as a pitcher that is usually going to be an out, a team like Florida will make you pay. It puts a runner in scoring position with 1 out. Not that Florida's needed any help the way they've been playing softball this weekend, but that doesn't help. And for South Carolina, it'll be interesting to see if they can find a way to respond and limit the damage here.
Absolutely, and you even talk about the stress that puts even more on Jory Hurd. I mean, she's facing one of the toughest offenses in all of the country, and when you get a routine out and your defense isn't there to make it for you, it forces you to press a little.
Madison Walker stands back in. Next pitch is up high. Walker out of the Lathe, Kansas. Spent first 2 years at Missouri in her first season with the Gators. Last year was third in the SEC at Missouri with 18 home runs. Has 7 this year. Walker 0 for 2 with a walk in the series. 3-0 from Hurd. Nips the inside corner. Gamecock outfield playing her to go the opposite way with Inslee shaded towards right center. Now a full count as Hurd battles back. Payoff pitch, change up, swing and a miss, strike 3, and a big second out. First strikeout for Jory Hurd.
I love the response from Jory Hurd. You just have a play where your defense is unable to make a routine play for you. You come back, you take care of the job all on your own. I love that strength, that confidence, that response by Hurd in the circle.
Here's the second baseman, Gabby Camilla. 2 outs, runner at second. Takes a strike in on the hand.
And we've heard Coach Ashley Chastain Woodard talk a lot about how Jory Hurd's been really working on trying to throw that inside pitch to lefties. That's such a hard pitch for righties to be able to throw and throw effectively. And we just saw it there on Gabby Comia. Hurd has really stepped up her game against this really lefty-heavy lineup for Florida.
Yeah, it's about half lefties in this lineup, which is quite a lot. Comia 374 coming into the day. 11 doubles, tied for the team lead. And 2 for 7 in the series against the Gamecocks. 0-2 pitch, we'll have another.
And Comia, she's been a great 9-hole hitter in this lineup. She just does a fantastic job of being able to turn the lineup over so that the Gators can get back to their 1, 2, 3 hitters. And that 1, 2, 3 punch is one of the toughest that we've seen.
Yeah, she's the 4th leading hitter for the Gators. Runner's going to try to go, and we saw this in the first game where a delayed steal by the Gators, and Jory Hurd has not adjusted to it well. When she catches the return throw from the catcher, she turns her back and often does not pay attention to the runner, and we saw them swipe a couple of bases on her in game 1 on Friday the same way.
We saw it in game 2 as well.
Yep.
It's just the way that she receives the ball and turns her back.
So watch it here. Runner gets her secondary lead, and then on the throwback from the catcher, she continues. And some great scouting by the Florida coaching staff, and so far Jory Hurd has not adjusted to it. Infield is in now. 1-2, popped up into short left field. Quincy Lelio is playing shallow and makes the grab for out number 3. Nothing doing for the Gators. They get a runner at second. They leave her there. Still 1-0 Florida. Gators, the head coach of the Florida Gators, 24th year overall, spent 3 years at Wichita State. As we told you, a couple of national championships for the Gators under his tutelage. 8 SEC regular season titles, 5 SEC tournament titles, 13 Women's College World Series appearances, on and on and on. Already into the NCAA Hall of Fame back in 2024, more than 1,000 wins. And he's got his team looking for a sweep here. They've already won their 5th SEC series of the year in 6 tries and looking for a sweep.
He just has so much knowledge of the game, and he's not afraid to say, hey, like, I tried this coaching style and this didn't work out, so we had to find something else, and we found out that this worked out. His knowledge of the game, and just as a coach, is just so elite, and that's what makes Florida such a great program.
Gators lead it here 1-0. We head to the bottom of the second. Lexi Winters, the Carolina catcher, to lead things off. He's senior, hitting in the 6th spot from nearby Lexington, South Carolina. Started her career at Charlotte, then came here last year with Coach Ashley Chastain-Woodard. And quickly, Keegan Rothrock ahead, no balls and 2 strikes. Winters 1 for 3 with a couple of walks in the series. Also has a sacrifice. You see her numbers on the year. Down a bit from last year when she had a career best year hitting. Hit .331, was 4th on the team. Lines that one foul. 53 runs batted in last year, were tied for the 5th most in a single season in South Carolina history. The American Athletic Conference Defensive Player of the Year at Charlotte, her last year there. Rothrock deals 0-2 again, almost hit her. And I love is that ball came in about belt high. Winters didn't even move. I mean,
I don't blame her at this point. You need base runners. That's going to sting, but...
Yeah, I was gonna say, that had some giddy up on it. That wasn't a changeup. Winters spoils another one.
Yeah, might leave a bruise, but if it's a base runner...
I was going to say, it's easy for me to say up here, but for someone like you, you played right in your days at Miami, you know, were you getting out of the way? Is it how do you get past that reflex of not ducking out of the way when something's coming in like that?
I think you just got to have...
Well, here's Winters hitting this one into the gap. That's going to get down for a base hit, and the Gamecocks get their first hit of the weekend against Keegan Rothrock after a no-hitter on Friday.
Lexi Winters has struggled a little bit offensively as of late, but comes up with a great barrel shot into the gap. Getting her teammates excited, that's always good to see.
Get a pinch runner from her as Lexi Shaver comes out of the dugout. Richard Jr. from Utah. Second straight inning, the Gamecocks have gotten the leadoff aboard. They had 2 on last inning with 1 out, couldn't do anything with it. Now you get a leadoff hit. The fans trying to help with some momentum here.
And that's kind of been the MO of South Carolina really all year. They get the runners on. They do such a good job. They just struggle getting them in for runs. And I mean, they're in the best position they possibly could be right now. No outs on the board. Speedy pinch runner of Lexi Shaver there over that first.
Brings up the DP, Natalie Heath. Senior takes one up high. Big bat Nat, they call her, trying to get her bat going this year. Has not had a lot of plate appearances, 4 for 15 on the season, 1 double and 4 runs batted in. Ground ball through the hole into left field for a base hit, and the Gamecocks have them at first and second with nobody out on back-to-back base hits.
That's the piece that the Gamecocks have been missing a little bit this season, but here they found it. Great piece of hitting there by Natalie Heath. Keegan Rothrock, she's been throwing them in the zone early in the counts. Heath does a great job of swinging as hard as she can, finding the gap.
First and second, nobody out for the shortstop, Shea Anderson. Anderson 0 for 2 in the series. Opportunity here, see how the Gamecocks play it. Gamecocks don't do a lot of small ball, but you almost feel like you have to here.
And I think Shea Anderson is a great person to try to execute that small ball with.
Well, Gamecocks only 8 sacrifice hits all season, but of the 8, Anderson has 2 of them, leading the team. They come in at the corners, do the Gators. She's squaring. Takes one on the outside corner. Anderson, the sophomore, taking over the shortstop position this year after the graduation of Brooke Blankenship. He's been very good defensively. Hitting at 253. He's got some pop on the bat with 6 home runs. Anderson has struggled in SEC play, however. Squares the bunt, gets it down, and that'll get the runners over as Rothrock makes the throw to first to get the out, but sacrifice executed by Anderson, her 3rd of the year, and the Gamecocks have him at 2nd and 3rd with 1 out.
And that is how you play the game. That is how you execute. That is a great at-bat there from Shea Anderson. Getting the bunt down, that's the hardest part, right? Just get the bunt down. Just get the bunt down. Does it, able to move 2 runners now into scoring position, just 1 out.
Brings up the 3rd baseman, Tate Davis. The sophomore from Greer, South Carolina. Check swing to 3rd. They'll look the runner back, get the out at 1st, and that's not what the Gamecocks were looking for. Is an excuse-me swing on the first pitch results in a 2nd out.
Yeah, that's tough there for Tate Davis. She was just a little excited there maybe for that opportunity.
Davis now 0 for 4 in the series. Back to the top of the order for Quincy Lelio. Was hit by a pitch last inning, left stranded at 2nd. Strike on the outside corner. Lelio 2 for 5 in the series. The walk and now a hit by pitch, and a big spot here. Gamecocks trying to tie it or possibly take the lead, but 2 are out. Gamecocks got leadoff singles from Lexi Winters and Natalie Heath, and a sacrifice and a check swing ground out. Rothrock finding the very top corner, outside corner of the plate there.
She paints that so beautifully. That's what makes her so tough.
1-2 to Lelio. Got her swinging. Gamecocks get the first 2 aboard. They leave them stranded.
Rothrock doing what she does best, painting the corners, getting the chase there from Lelio as Florida leads.
Day here in the capital city, game 3 of this SEC series. Gators took the first 2 games. They lead it here 1-0 as we head to the 3rd. Top of the order due up for Florida against Jory Hurd, the senior. He's allowed the 1 run in the first inning on 3 hits, has a strikeout. Taylor Shoemaker, the center fielder, to lead things off. She led off the game with a double off the wall in left center and came around to score. I told you this top of the order for Florida is outstanding. with all three of their top hitters in double figures in home runs. Ball and a strike now to Shoemaker. Shoemaker at .469 on the year, 13 home runs, 46 runs batted in. Now 3 for 8 in the series. Next pitch misses low. Florida with series wins this year over these Gamecocks, obviously. Kentucky, Missouri, then #1 Tennessee, and then 12th ranked Mississippi State. Their only series loss was at Arkansas. Grounded right side, backhanded by Rohde. Nice play there for the first out. Rohde, a Rawlings Gold Glove Award winner last year for the Gamecocks, makes another good play there. First out here in the third, and it brings up the catcher Jocelyn Erickson, who had the RBI single to bring in Shoemaker in the first inning for the game's only run to this point. Another good play by Rohde. 2 away.
Rohde getting the job done, showing off her Golden Glove, title over there. But, if I'm Jory Hurd, that's a win for me in my book. You're getting Jocelyn Erickson to ground out. I mean, granted, hard ground ball, but still getting her to ground out, and it's an out. That is a win in my book.
Yeah, remember, she hit against the shift last time for that RBI single. Here's Kenley Cahalan, reached down a fielder's choice back in the first inning. The shortstop stands in with 2 outs, nobody on. And she'll drop that into the glove of the center fielder, Tori Ensley. A quick 1-2-3 inning for Jory Hurd and the Gamecocks. It's still 1-0 Florida as we head to the bottom of the third. Maybe some sunscreen here today in Columbia. Beautiful day for softball. We move to the bottom half of the third inning, game 3 of this series. Florida leads at 1-0. 2, 3, and 4 due up for the Gamecocks against Keegan Rothrock, who's done a nice job of working out of some trouble. Gamecocks had 2 base runners in each of the first 2 innings, but they've stranded 4.
I think the biggest thing for her is, even though she's had a couple base runners on, she's still really efficient at getting ahead in the count early on. And that's really been her MO and what's made her so successful.
Here's Carly Shelton to lead things off, the second baseman, a strikeout victim in the first inning. And Shelton looking for her first hit of the series, 0 for 6 now, with a couple of strikeouts and a walk. Fastball taken for a strike. Hit in the air to right field. Right field McClellan back to the wall. Touch them all. Carly Shelton goes yard and we're tied. Her 5th home run of the year.
Carly Shelton stepping up big in these big moments. Clutch, that is who she is. She is the clutch person for this lineup. Does a great job recognizing the changeup out of the hands early on, keeps the hand back and just mashes. I mean, that was a frozen rope out to right field. Got out of here, I think, as quick as a ball as I've ever seen.
10th home run of her career, and that ignites this Gamecock crowd. Here's the first baseman, Ari Rohde. She'll take a strike here. Rohde walked back in the first inning. First hit of the series for Shelton, and that's a good way to start. Rohde 1 for 4 in the series, couple of walks and a hit by pitch. As we told you before, 7 home runs, tied for second on the team. His fastball misses low. Change of pace in there for a strike. Rothrock doing a nice job of changing speeds. Keep you guessing. Off the plate, full count.
Rohde's doing such a good job here of staying disciplined. You see Rothrock trying to throw those chase pitches, trying to get her swing and miss.
Payoff to Rohde. Strike 3 called. Rohde didn't think so, and it's the first out here in the third. Got the plate. I think Rohde thought it was high, and it's the 4th strikeout for Rothrock.
That's a tough location for Rohde. Right there, high inside at the hands. But for Rothrock, for that kind of response after giving up a solo shot, kudos to her. She's given up about 18 home runs here on the season, but it's all about that response, right? How do you come back? And that next out is the most important thing after giving up a home run. So kudos to Rothrock there.
Jamie McKay, the right fielder, stands in. Flied to right in the first inning. Hits this one into short center field, and it's going to drop for a base hit. McKay, who's become the Gamecocks' best hitter in SEC play, comes up with the base knock here.
And I love her story, right? She came in actually as one of the starters here and out in right field and just wasn't getting the job done earlier in the season. We saw Nia McKnight kind of come in and take that over. We also saw Kai Byers out there as well. But when she got her name called, she got the job done.
Tori Ensley stands in, runner aboard with 1 out. Ensley, a strikeout victim to end the first inning. Yeah, McKay, also the backup catcher, came here from Ole Miss. Primarily figured was going to give Lexi Winters, some breaks there, but the way she swings the bat, they had to find a place for her. And was in that rotation in right field, and now has found a home and continues to do well. Again, she's South Carolina's leading hitter in SEC games. 2-0 the count to Ensley.
Just seen Keegan Rothrock get behind in a couple of these last counts here.
It's interesting too with Jamie McKay and Nia McKnight in that, if you want to call it, platoon system where they've shared right field this year. 2 totally different players. McKay more power, and McKnight the speedster that can beat out anything hit on the left side of the infield. So it's interesting to see the dynamic of what's working for the South Carolina offense, and right now it's Jamie McKay.
And I'm sure a lot of that into decision is also pitching matchups.
Sure. 2-0 to Ensley. Foul tip straight back. The interesting thing with Jamie McKay over there at first base is she didn't play high school softball. She played high school baseball. She played baseball her whole life and was still good enough to get recruited to play college softball at a Power 5 school. She also played for the Team USA women's baseball team internationally. She's a pitcher and a catcher.
And I think that's one of the best ways to raise girls. I mean, I played baseball up until about 5th grade. And it taught you to be a little tougher at an earlier age, and I love that.
3-1 to Ensley, low and in, and the Gamecocks have 2 base runners again. Second walk allowed by Rothrock today. They're at first and second with 1 down. It's an opportunity for the Gamecocks. They've had base runners, multiple base runners in every inning. Here's the catcher, Lexi Winters, who singled in the second inning, was left stranded at the third, and now we're going to get a visit to Keegan Rothrock in the circle. Getting some warm-up work already for the Gators.
Talking with Tim Walton earlier before the game, we knew Keegan Rothrock was going to get the start. Wasn't quite sure how long he was going to keep her in. That was kind of the, hey, who's going to come in after her and try to relieve her, and at what point in the game is that going to happen? And, you know, he didn't really know, and he didn't really have somebody picked out to be the number 2. So it'll be interesting to see how much longer that leash is going to be with her.
Now, I know the answer can go either way on this, but when you see a pitcher multiple times in a weekend, advantage hitter, advantage pitcher, I don't know that there's a right answer because both make adjustments, right?
Yeah, I would agree. It's advantage both ways. Obviously, Keegan Rothrock has, you know, typically had the better end of it at this point. South Carolina got a little bit of momentum here. They got a little groove and is taking advantage right now.
Kind of a pinch runner at second base is the aforementioned Nia McKnight is in for McKay at second base. As Winters takes one inside. First and second, 1 out, a run in on the solo shot by Carly Shelton to tie the game to lead off the inning. 1-0 to Winters. Nipsey inside corner, throw to second, closer than it should have been. As McKnight, a little slow to get back, but able to dive back into the bag.
I mean, when you have Jocelyn Erickson behind the dish, you got to keep your head on a swivel at all moments on the base paths.
Ground ball to short. Halen to second for 1, relay to first, in time, double play to end the inning. Third double play turned by the Gators, but the Gamecocks get on the board on the home run by Carly Shelton, her 5th of the year.
Carly Shelton finally finding some groove in this series as the Gamecocks tied up 1-1.
Fourth inning here in Columbia, tied at 1 now between the Gamecocks and Gators. Game 3 of this series. 4, 5, and 6 due up for Florida against Jory Hurd. By the way, Nia McKnight has stayed in the game after pinch running for Jamie McKay. She's in right field. Left fielder Townsend Thomas to lead things off for the Gators. 0 for 1 with a fly to left back in the first inning. Gamecocks bring the infield in for her. Did she go around? And they say she did not. Thomas batting .500 in this series, 4 for 8. He's got a home run, a couple knocked in. Gets a bunt down and it'll let it roll foul. Which was a smart play there by Tate Davis at third with the good wheels by Thomas.
That's so hard to defend, though.
Yep.
Right? Lays down that, and then it's like, what, next pitch? Is she going to blast one over the fence?
Well, that's, yeah, you got a slap hitter who can also go yard. She's got 3 home runs on the year. You kind of gulp as an infielder when you're playing in, as the Gamecocks are now, and the slap hitter decides, no, I'm going to swing away.
And even her doubles on the year.
Yep.
9 on the year.
Fouls that one off at the plate. Gators got their lone run in the first. Gamecocks got their run in the third. Here was the home run by Thomas.
And this is what I mean. She just stands in there. Just hits an absolute bomb. And that was a huge way to really close the door.
Strikes out here as Jory Hurd gets her swinging for her second strikeout and a big first out here in the fourth.
I love that Hurd is making her presence known. She's dominating the circle right now. Getting that first out, especially a strikeout, huge for the Gamecocks defense.
Here's the third baseman, Kendall Grover. 0 for 1, grounded out the short to end the first inning. Infield returns to their normal depth for the Gamecocks. Grover, Indiana native, as we told you. 3 years at Eastern Illinois, where she was the Ohio Valley Conference Player of the Year twice. And has put up terrific numbers in the SEC, currently hitting .311 with 8 home runs. You know, sometimes when you transfer from the mid-major to a Power 4, you wonder how the numbers are going to work out. It's working out just fine for her.
And the coaches wonder that too.
Yep.
They don't know.
This one hit in the air to left field. That's going to drop in for a base hit. 4th hit of the afternoon for the Gators. Runner aboard now for Ava Brown, the DP. He's 0 for 1, grounded out to short to lead off the second inning.
That's one thing you can always count on about this Florida offense. You know, you look at what they average over 8 runs a game, okay? With that includes lots of hits as well. Second best in the country with hits on the season, sitting right behind the Oklahoma Sooners. And if you're in company with Oklahoma, I think you're doing something right. I mean, over 400 hits already on the season.
Yeah, Oklahoma's in another world right now with what they're doing offensively. But yeah, Florida 3rd in the SEC in batting average, coming in 2nd in home runs, leads the league in doubles and 2nd in walks. They get on base and get them in.
And I think some people would even go as far to argue that Oklahoma had a quote-unquote down year last year, literally because they didn't win the national championship.
Right.
But if you look at what they did, any team, it's like, okay, let's do that.
Yep. Strike here on the change of pace. 2-1 now. Yeah, when a down year is, you make it to the Women's College World Series. You know, I think every other fan base in the country would say, sign me up.
Yeah.
Sign me up for a down year. But when you set a standard, 2-1, hit in the air to center field. Ensley is there. 2 away. Brings up the right fielder, Cassidy McClellan. McClellan with the rarity in the second inning, an infield double. It was a pop-up with a lot of backspin that nobody could field, and it bounced on the left side between the circle and the third base line. Trickled into foul territory, but it was touched off the glove by the first baseman, Ariana Rhodey, so she ended up on second. It was about a 12-foot double.
Not something you see very often and not something that you should see.
Hurd trying to keep them where they are. As the team had just tied it a moment ago. Gamecocks did lead early yesterday, 2-0, and then all Florida after that. Florida scored 15 runs yesterday. Tried the checker swing and a pitch down low. They appealed to the base umpire and says she did not go around. So Hurd falls behind for one of the few times today, 3-1. McClellan has been outstanding in this series, 5 for 6. Just missed off the plate, and first walk allowed by Jory Hurd today. It puts him at first and second with 2 outs.
In previous years, I feel like we've seen Hurd really struggle with those walks, but here in 2026, I think she's improved tremendously in that category as far as stats.
Yeah, more than a 3-to-1 strikeout to walk ratio coming into the day. 83 strikeouts, 24 walks. Madison Walker stands in, strikeout victim back in the second inning. Walker 0 for 3 in this series. Opportunity here. Go ahead run at second. That's going to bring a visit to the mound. As the pitching coach Zach Parsons is out to talk to Jory Hurd. Even though Ashley Chastain Woodard is a former pitcher, Zach Parsons is the pitching coach. A little different dynamic there.
I think that allows her to kind of separate herself from it as well. When you were a college pitcher and then you come in as a head coach, I feel like sometimes that's like all you're focused on is your pitchers because that's your expertise. I love the hire of Zach Parsons to have him just really take control of that. Let that be his MO. Whereas Coach Ashley Chastain Woodard can kind of have full direction over the team as a whole.
Yep. And that's got to be tough sometimes, too, to let that go.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure. Well, you see him in the dugout,
Yep.
you know, even when it comes to pitch calling, I mean, they're right on top of each other. It's a conversation that they're having together to make those decisions.
Yep. First and second, 2 outs. There's a strike. Walker, as we told you, first year with Florida after 2 years at Missouri. A nice addition to this already powerful lineup. Line drive down the left field line. That'll get through for a base hit. Runner around third. She will score. And the Gators reclaim the lead 2-1 as Madison Walker delivers the 2-out double.
This series specifically, Florida has been doing such a good job of 2-out hitting. Madison Walker coming up here. The ball tailing a little bit towards the left field line, and that's kind of what made it kick over there foul for Q to have to go get, but able to push one more run across. 2 now in scoring position for the Gators with 2 outs.
And a chance for some big-time insurance as well with now 2 in scoring position. Conference offensively here is Coach Tim Walton calling his runners in. We'll see what this is about. 9-hole hitter Gabby Camilla will stand in, who flied out to left in the second inning. But Camilla, as we told you earlier, what a great 9-hole hitter. Hitting over 370, hitting in the 9 spot. Are you kidding me?
And she's somebody that can do a lot of things, right? She can lay down that bunt. She can also hit for power as well. So she's somebody that you have to defend very specifically, and when you're doing that with 2 runners in scoring position as a defense, you see South Carolina now playing in. You have to be ready to really defend anything.
First pitch from Jory Hurd, swing and a miss. Grounded right side, and Rhodey can't come up with it. A run will score, and it's 3-1. Tough play there, just off the tip of her glove. I think she thought she had it in her glove. We've seen her make that play twice. Now they got the runner hung up between second and first, and she'll retreat back to first base. Hung up again. And they'll hold her there. So Camilla will get the run in.
That's the thing with Florida. You always have to be ready for them to throw in some chaos on the base paths. We've seen that from them throughout this entire series, especially, you know, with Jory Hurd in the circle, but even then, trying to just make something happen to try to push more runs across. They're never satisfied in that department.
Top of the order now, Taylor Shoemaker stands in. 1 for 2, a double and a run scored in the first inning, grounded out to Rhodey at first in the third inning on a play similar to what we just saw, kind of a hopper that was backhanded by Rhodey. Another strike here. That last play, by the way, an error charged to Rhodey. And it looked like Rhodey thought she had it in the glove, too. She looked back at her glove, was surprised it wasn't there.
I think she snow-coned it a little bit, and probably while she was turning, that ball fell out.
0-2 off the plate. Good response here by the Gators after the Gamecocks tied it last half inning. Now they got the runner again, dancing around. And again, we've seen them very aggressive on the base paths with the way Jory Hurd turns her back. If I'm Florida, I don't know if I'd want to make an out on the base paths here or risk it when you've got your top of the order up. One-two to Shoemaker. Check swing, got her. Third strikeout for Jory Hurd, and the Gamecocks are out of the inning, but the Gators pick up a couple of runs. They take advantage of an error. They now lead it 3-1 as we head to the bottom of the fourth in Columbia. Up here.
He's just hanging around.
Just hanging around, watching some softball.
I mean, he's got big enough eyes. I mean, he really can't miss a thing.
3-1, Florida leads it here as we head to the bottom of the fourth. Gators get 2 runs in the top half of the inning to reclaim the lead. 7, 8, and 9 to up for the Gamecocks here against Keegan Rothrock. Gonna get a pinch hitter to lead things off as Kai Byers has grabbed a bat. The freshman will hit in the 7th spot in the DP spot for Natalie Heath, who singled in the 2nd inning. So Byers, the freshman, gets her 2nd at bat of the series, 0 for 1.
Yeah, we got to call her first ever collegiate home run against Virginia Tech.
Yep. Skies this one foul. Yeah, Byers part of that right field rotation early in the season. In fact, she had the starting job early in the year as a freshman. Then I think she got a little banged up, was out of the lineup. That opened the door for Nia McKnight, who was hitting the ball extremely well for a while. She was there. Now it's Jamie McKay's turn, but now Byers getting a chance at the plate as the DP. It's good when you have options. You'd like to be able to pencil in your lineup every day, but when you have options for folks that can do different things, it's not necessarily a bad thing. Byers 226 on the year, a couple of home runs of her 7 hits. Mechanicsville, Virginia, one of several players on both these teams. His mom and dad played collegiate softball and baseball, respectively. Gets this one in the air in the left center gap. Thomas comes over, makes the grab for out number 1. So 1 up, 1 down here. 3 runs, 5 hits, no errors for Florida. 1 run, 4 hits, 1 error for the Gamecocks. Shea Anderson, the shortstop, will step in. Had a nice sac bunt in the second inning to get runners to second and third with just 1 out, but the Gamecocks unable to plate a run that inning. That's actually been a story for South Carolina today, even though they did get the solo home run last inning to lead things off from Carly Shelton. They've left 2 runners on in every inning so far. Unable to put up a crooked number.
I think that's just been their Achilles heel really all season. And you look at a lot of the games that they've lost, it's just by like 1 or 2 runs here, and that's what ends up being the difference in a lot of these games.
Yeah, you look at the losses for Coach Ashley Chastain Woodard. They have not won an SEC series. They've taken 2 out of 3 in most of them. They're hoping to do that here today. 2-1 now on Anderson. But a lot of the scores, even against the teams like Texas, it's like a 4-2 game where, similar to this game, they've had opportunities, but the pitchers for the other teams have made the pitches to avoid the big inning, and the Gamecocks have to find a way to get those crooked numbers. Checks her swing. Base umpire says she did not swing. 3-1 to Anderson. Keegan Rothrock has done a great job of limiting the damage today. And her 3rd walk issued goes to Shea Anderson. Gamecocks again have had a base runner in every inning. They've had multiple base runners in the 3 previous innings. Get a runner here.
And that's huge, right? Coming in as a pinch hitter, typically you want to go in and just start mashing, right? Taking these big hacks. You want to show why you got put in there, but does such a great job. Shea Anderson there being disciplined, taking her base. I mean, what South Carolina needs is base runners.
Yep. Gamecocks will pinch hit for Tate Davis in the 9 spot. Alyssa Humbermail will check in. The junior, who's a Florida transfer, missed most of last year with injury. Takes a strike here. Humbermail, only .250 on the year, 15 hits, and 60 at bats, couple of doubles, 1 home run, 12 knocked in. 0 for 2 in this series, and has struck out both times.
That always can be a little, emotional and kind of weird sometimes when you're playing against your former team, your former teammates, your former coach that recruited you.
Pops this one up behind home plate. Erickson calls for it, makes the grab, and there's 2 away. Back to the top of the order for Quincy Lelio. Lelio 0 for 1, a strikeout her last trip to end the second inning. Was hit by a pitch in the first and was left stranded at second base. Good stop by Erickson there. Talk about no errors for Florida. They had an error earlier in this series. It was their first error. They've only made 1 error in the last 18 games. It's just been incredible what they've been doing with the leather.
I mean, 2nd best fielding percentage in the country. You compare that with who you have in the circle, Keegan Rothrock.
Right.
I mean, that is one tough team defensively that you're competing against.
That get a piece of her, gets away, and moving to second on the wild pitch is Shea Anderson. Not sure how that didn't hit Lelio.
And then on top of that, you throw in their offense.
Yep. Yeah, offense is pretty darn good, as we told you, 2nd in the SEC in home runs. Another runner in scoring position now with 2 outs for the Gamecocks. Foul tipped into the mitt, and it's 2-2 to Lelio. Gamecocks have had a runner in scoring position every inning so far, but only 1 run to show for it. Off the plate. It's a pretty good spot there for Rothrock. Lelio doesn't chase.
I mean, and that's why they have her at the lineup. Coach Ashley Chastain-Woodard literally talks about how Lelio has arguably one of the best eyes in all of college softball, just knowing the strike zone.
Payoff pitch to her outside, and she coaxes another walk here. Lelio 9th in the SEC in 3 passes, gets her 31st of the season. And it's the 4th walk allowed by Rothrock. Puts him at 1st and 2nd now with 2 outs. And brings up Carly Shelton. 1 for 2, that 1 hit and a solo home run to account for the Gamecocks' lone run to lead off the 3rd inning. It was her 5th home run of the year. Skies this one to left field. Thomas camps under it and snares it for out number 3. Gamecocks for the 4th consecutive inning leave 2 stranded. They trail it 3-1 as we head to the 5th. Be a 3-1 Florida in game 3 of this series. Gators trying to get the sweep. Gamecocks trying to salvage the 3rd game. Defensive change for the Gamecocks. Natalie Heath moves over to 3rd base. She was the DP to start the game. She takes over for Tate Davis, who was pinch hit for last half inning. Jory Hurd back to the circle for her 5th inning of work.
You mentioned trying to go for that sweep there, and the SEC, trying to get a series sweep in the SEC is one of the hardest things to do in conference regular play.
Jocelyn Erickson to lead things off. 2, 3, and 4 due up for the Gators. Erickson 1 for 2, an RBI single in the 1st inning. Remember, she hit against the shift. Gamecocks in that shift again, where Shelton, the 2nd baseman, is halfway between 2nd and 1st, and Anderson pretty much on top of the bag, the shortstop. You see it there. In the 1st inning, she just punched it through the hole on the left side to drive in a run. A great piece of hitting. She also bounced out to Rhodey at 1st in the 3rd inning. This one hammered to right center field. That'll one-hop the wall. Gonna try to take 2nd. Here comes the throw, and she is safe. Slid underneath the tag. It's a leadoff double for Erickson. She hit that so hard, it got off the wall so quickly. I didn't think she'd make it to 2nd.
No, I didn't either with the bounce off the wall, but you know, her combination of having a decent amount of speed, but also her power is what makes her so challenging to really defend.
Team leading 12th double of the year for Erickson. Brings up Kenley Cahalan. It's that one foul. Erickson with her 3rd double of the weekend. Cahalan 0 for 2, reached on a fielder's choice and lined out to center to end the 3rd inning. Hammers that one foul. Hurd ahead, no balls and 2 strikes, but again, the Gators getting some good rips in here.
And that's the thing about, you know, these at-bats that we're seeing from Florida, and I'm even going back to Friday, the 1st game of the series. These at-bats, they are just fouling off, fouling off, fouling off. and just raising the pitch count for the Gamecocks insanely high early on. They're just extending these at-bats and waiting until they find their pitch, and when they do, they usually, groove it out somewhere.
Runner in scoring position with nobody out. 1-2 pitch. That'll get out of play. Good catch by a man in the stands. There you go. Didn't even spill his popcorn or whatever he had there.
That's the real challenge.
Yeah. Gators with a run in the first. Gamecocks tie it with a run in the third. And then Florida a 2 spot in the 4th inning to reclaim the lead. Now threatening again here in the 5th. Halen works a full count. Payoff pitch. She walked her. It's the second free pass issued by Jory Hurd today. Puts him at first and second with nobody out. Some warm-up work in the Carolina bullpen. Coach Ashley Chastain Woodard out of the dugout. This may be it for her, or at least for now. We saw her in game 1 go out and come back in, so never say done.
And I wouldn't be surprised if we do see that, kind of depending on how the rest of this game goes. If, it remains as close as what it is right now, I wouldn't be shocked if we see Jory Hurd come back in and try to close things out.
Gonna have a pitching change here in Columbia. We'll tell you about it when we come back. Is the junior from Cade, South Carolina, Neely Lamb.
And the beauty about this South Carolina pitching staff as a whole is, yeah, they have a lot of pitchers on staff, 7, but they all give different looks, right? We just saw Jory Hurd come in using that curve, that drop curve, mostly utilizing that drop as well. Neely comes in, gives pretty much the exact opposite look. You're going to see her utilizing that rise ball. That's definitely her best pitch. She'll mix in that curve as well, but her changeup is what's really been the ultimate factor for her. We've seen that improvement compared to last season to this season, and just seeing that really work for her as well in the circle, and that's what's got to be on for her today.
Runners at first and second with nobody out here in the 5th. Townsend Thomas at the plate, 0 for 2, a fly out and a strikeout. Infield in as she squares and takes a strike. Lamb in her second season with the Gamecocks had an outstanding freshman season at Charleston Southern, where she was the Big South pitcher and freshman of the year. First time that ever happened. Been roughed up by the Gators, though, in her 2 appearances this weekend. He's going to combine 2 1/3, allowed 4 runs on 5 hits. Make it 6 as that'll get through for a base hit. They will hold the runner at third as the throw comes in, and the bases are loaded with nobody out.
It's a great job by Townsend coming in, knowing she wants to swing at something early in the count with Lamb just coming in.
Yeah, for Lamb in her 2 previous appearances in 2 1/3, no strikeouts, 5 hits, has walked a couple. Now the bases are loaded for Kendall Grover, the third baseman, who's 1 for 2. A single in her last trip in the 4th inning and came around to score. Gamecocks bring the infield in. Gators threatening to blow things open here in the 5th. As Lamb deals a strike. Can't close the book yet on Jory Hurd, as the runners at 2nd and 3rd are hers, but through 4+, allowed 3 runs, couple earned on 6 hits, 3 strikeouts, 2 walks. Got the outside corner there. I think Winters helped by that call.
I was just about to say, I think Winters used her magic there to get that one.
It's a veteran catcher behind the plate, helping her pitcher out. And Lamb way ahead, no balls and 2 strikes. She could use a punch out here. 0-2 in the air to center field. Diving attempt. That might clear the bases. Lelio will pick it up, a runner around 3rd. It's a bases clearing double, and the Gators have doubled their lead. It's 6-1.
The offensive power from this Florida lineup is just nonstop, 1 through 9. Kendall Grover here, pitch on the outside, half for her. Actually takes it to left field. But still so much power, diving effort there by Ensley, not enough.
Kendall Grover doubles the lead. Another runner in scoring position for Ava Brown, the DP. She'll take a strike here. Still nobody out as 4 straight have reached. For Grover, that was her 11th double of the season. Gives her 36 runs batted in as well. Infield back at normal depth. Lamb trying to work in on the hands of Brown, but missed the last 2 inside. Changeup, I guess, stayed low.
And that's been what Neely's really been working hard on, to try to really put into her pitching rotation a lot more. And it's improved tremendously throughout this season, just missing there a little bit low.
There's a strike, runs a full count now. These Gators have been tough 2-strike hitters as well.
It's really the battle in the fight, in the mindset of these hitters.
Payoff pitch, we'll have another one.
I mean, anything close in the zone, they're taking a hack.
Yep. Four straight have reached here in the 5th inning. Payoff pitch again to Ava Brown. Got her swinging. First out of the inning, first strikeout for Neely Lamb.
It wasn't necessarily the most competitive strikeout pitch that she's ever thrown, but even something as simple as that, getting that first out for them in this inning when it just kind of seemed to just add, that's huge for their momentum.
There's Cassidy McClellan, the right fielder, who's reached twice today. Second inning had that infield hit that dropped between the pitching circle and the third base line. Walked and scored in the 4th inning. Something we've talked about for South Carolina, and Coach Ashley Chastain Woodard this year is still trying to find that consistent number 2 pitcher for them. Jory Hurd obviously has been the number 1. and has kept the Gamecocks in a lot of games this year. As Lamb again falls behind, and it's been between Emma Friedel and Neely Lamb to try to grab that #2 spot, but neither one has been consistent. They've had moments where they've been very good, and they've had moments where it's been a struggle.
And while that's a struggle, you know, for South Carolina, I think that's a struggle with a lot of teams and a lot of programs right now. I mean, even take a look at Florida right now. They have Keegan Rothrock, who is their clear ace. She is their clear go-to. You know, your Friday game, your Sunday game, she is going to be starting. But as far as that #2, I mean, they have really good options. But as far as solidifying who that is, I don't really think they've made that quite distinction yet. And that's something you have to consider going into, if you want to make a run at the World Series, right? You have to have almost another ace as a #2 if you want to make that depth.
And someone who's going to be consistent every time you roll them out there, because like I said, there have been times where Neely Lamb and Emma Friedel have been very good this year. Payoff pitch hit in the air to center field. Tori Ensley is there and has it for out #2.
But yes, I agree. It's having that consistency, knowing every single time you send him out there, I know this is what I'm going to get as a coach.
Here's Madison Walker, the first baseman, struck out in the 2nd inning, but had an RBI double in the 4th inning. Runner at 2nd with 2 down, 3 runs in on the bases clearing double from Kendall Grover. See Walker's numbers on the year. One-0 to the Missouri transfer, taken for a strike.
And that's what Neely's been looking for. That right there, that pitch and that zone and that count is what she has been fighting for.
Yeah, saw her miss on that same pitch a couple of batters ago. Trying to work in on the hands of Walker. Off the plate, 3-1. Lamb trying to get the Gamecocks out of the inning without further damage. There's the strike.
That was a very important pitch delivered from Lamb. I think that was going to kind of determine how the rest of this went. Being able to find that strike zone, bring it to a full count here.
Payoff pitch to Walker. Fisted foul. Again, Lamb has tried to come in on the hands of Walker, and she spoiled that one. Do not want to let Walker extend. 18 home runs last year at Missouri. He's 3rd in the SEC, has 7 this year. Fisted, gloved by Anderson. She won't have a play. That saves a run most likely, but no chance to get up and make a throw to first. It's an infield hit for Walker, her 2nd of the day.
That's a great job by Shea Anderson. Not a whole lot she really could have done with that play. I mean, a hard ground ball into the 5-6 hole. She did everything she could, just keeping it on the dirt. And like you said, very much potentially saving what could have been another run for Florida.
Brings up the 2nd baseman, Gabby Camilla, hitting in the 9 spot. 0 for 2, reached on an error last trip, and that brought in a run. Takes a strike here. At the corners with 2 down. Right to Rhodey. She'll step on the bag for out #3. But the damage is done. The Gators get 3 runs on 4 hits. They leave 2 stranded. They lead it 6-1. Gamecocks in their half of the fifth. They now trail the Gators 6-1 after Florida doubles their lead last half inning. Ari Rohde to lead things off for the Gamecocks against Keegan Rothrock, still in there with a 5-run lead, the ace of the staff, making her second start of the series. And she's done a great job of working out of trouble today. She was obviously dominant with the no-hitter on Friday. Today, the Gamecocks have had multiple base runners every inning, but she still allowed just the 1 run.
And she's also given up quite a bit of walks, I think, than she typically sort of does, but she's just been done a great job of being able to respond for those, right? She gives up a walk, the next batter she's getting out, right? Whether it's relying on her defense or she's going at the hitter trying to get a strikeout.
Yeah, Gamecocks left 2 aboard in the first, second, third, and fourth inning. Let's see what they can do here in the fifth. Their lone run, a solo shot to lead things off in the third inning by Carly Shelton. Here's Rohde, walked in the first inning, looked at strike 3 on a borderline pitch in the third inning. Infield back. In fact, the second baseman, Kamiya, playing in short right field, respecting the power of Rohde. She can hit the ball hard. She hit one here last year. The stat man tracked it out, a 378-foot home run. Something ridiculous like that.
It's like, are those numbers even real?
Yeah, right.
Is this even real?
Let's talk about Oklahoma with the numbers they're putting up this year. My goodness. We talked about Florida being second in the SEC in home runs, and Oklahoma's got, I think, twice as many. They're putting up video game numbers. We were talking before we went on the air. It's not like they've invented something new, but they're obviously doing something really well. But you were a part of a big home run hitting team at Miami.
Yeah, when I was at Miami of Ohio, I mean, we were second in the country in home runs, right behind Oklahoma. And, you know, it's really unusual, but we had a new head coach that came in, and she taught us a hitting philosophy, and it was different than anything we'd done before, and it clicked. But, you know, and my reasoning with that is, okay, it's not like just us in Oklahoma are doing this.
It's amazing.
You know, they've got to be teaching this at all the other Power Fours. Like, why is it different for Oklahoma versus any other of the big teams out there?
It is amazing what they are doing.
And, you know, with Oklahoma, when you have Kendall Wells on your team.
Yeah. Payoff pitch to Rohde, hit in the air down the right field line. McClellan gives chase and won't catch up to it. In the corner there. Yeah, Kendall Wells, the freshman.
I mean, 31 home runs, and the season's not even over.
Yeah, I remember at one point she had 30 home runs in 40 games, and I just kept shaking my head like, you're not supposed to be able to do that, especially as a freshman. It is fun to watch when they're not playing your team, right?
Exactly.
Another payoff to Ari Rohde. And Rohde didn't think so. Second time she's caught looking, and Rothrock got the benefit of the doubt on the pitch that looked like it was in the river, but let you take another look there.
Yeah, that's a tough location. I do think that's a little bit too close to take with 2 strikes. I think that's a pitch that relatively could get called either way. Just, you know, really frustrating for Rohde. She is a hitter that draws a lot of walks, right? She's the one that has a really good eye. In addition to Q, she's the one drawing a lot of walks. So twice now where she's thought it was ball 4 and it's actually strike 3.
Yeah, she's tied for second in the SEC in walks, so usually you give her the benefit of the doubt. Jamie McKay re-enters. She started the game in right field, was lifted for a pinch runner, but is 1 for 2 today. See her numbers on the year. McKay, as we told you, didn't play softball in high school, played high school baseball on the boys team, and was still recruited to play softball. Started her career at Ole Miss, transferred to South Carolina this year. She's also the backup catcher. She was a starting catcher at Ole Miss. 1-1, hit in the air to right field. McClellan is there, 2 away. Quickly 2 up and 2 down here in the Gamecock 5th.
And you look at some of the outs that McKay's had, I mean, that's still a quality at bat, right? You're still hitting the ball hard. You're still hitting it out to the outfield, just right there at McClellan out there in right field. Didn't even have to move really to field that, but those are still really quality at bats and swings.
Tori Ensley sends it the same way. McClellan, same result. Gamecocks quickly go down in order here in the fifth. 1, 2, 3. They still trail at 6-1 as they head to the sixth. The sixth inning, and the Gators are rolling to lead the Gamecocks here 6-1. Florida looking for the 3-game sweep here in Columbia. And they'll have the top of the order up against Neely Lamb in her second inning of relief work. Lamb replaced Jory Hurd, who went 4+ innings. She's charged with 5 runs. Lamb ended up being charged for 1 run last inning. The big blow, Kendall Grover 3-run double last inning to double the lead. Shoemaker 1 for 3 today, a double and a run scored back in the first inning. Since then, she's grounded out and struck out. All that against Jory Hurd. This is her first time against Neely Lamb.
I think with Lamb right here facing the top of the lineup here for Florida, it's important as ever for her to lock in. Try to just stop the bleeding from this Florida offense.
Shoemaker 3 for 10 in the series. Hit in the air to left field. Quincy Lelio went in. Now she goes back, and it's off the wall. Did not get a good read. It'll be a double for Shoemaker. You don't see Lelio get fooled out there in left field very often. She came in and then realized it was over her head. And it turns into a two-bagger.
Yeah, I agree. We don't see that from Lelio very often, making the read, but we did see her first step is in, and they always teach first step back, first step back. It's a lot easier to adjust in than it is to adjust backwards. And that first step, that first misstep.
Team leading 13th double of the year for Shoemaker. She's at second with nobody out for Jocelyn Erickson, who's been very good at hitting the softball this weekend. 2 for 3 today.
I mean, she's okay.
Single, double RBI today. Been good all year. 19 home runs on the season for Erickson, his 3rd in the SEC.
I'm just excited to see where her career goes. You know, after Florida, I don't think this is the end for her. You know, whether it's with Team USA, whether it's, you know, she's in that player pool, or whether it's, you know, with Athletes Unlimited as well.
She's 6 for 10 in the series, is Erickson. And of her 6 hits, 5 of them are for extra bases. 3 doubles, 2 home runs. That's a pretty good weekend against anybody. Hitting .442 on the season. Over 59, actually now 61 hits. 32 of her extra bases. Takes a walk here. First walk allowed by Neely Lamb, puts him at first and second with nobody out.
It's like, yeah, you did just put Jocelyn Erickson on, but I don't think that's the worst outcome necessarily when you have the open base like that. and you're limiting it to just a walk as to very easily, I mean, you just read off all of her stats.
Yep.
How many times she gets extra base hits? About 50% of the time.
Yeah, the bad news is now you face Kenley Cahalan, who's pretty darn good in the 3 spot as well.
Well, that's the double-edged sword, right, that comes with that.
I mean, she's only batting .374 with only 15 home runs.
Only.
So.
Only.
Right, yeah. 0 for 2 today with a walk in her last trip. She was the last batter that Jory Hurd faced before exiting. Four for 10 in the series is Cahalan. Gamecocks bring the corners in.
Neely Lamb's just kind of struggling to have command of a lot of her pitches right now. Getting behind in a lot of counts. We're seeing also struggling throwing that changeup for a strike. We've seen.
Yeah, she needs to be able to throw that consistently for a strike. Evens the count here. We saw that last half inning missing low at times, but when she lands it, it's tough to hit. Oh, great pitch there to get Cahalan swinging for the first out here in the 6th. Second strikeout for Neely Lamb.
And that's what happens when it's on, right? When it's on, it's on. It's so effective. It's so good. Completely fooled Cahalan there, way out in front. It's just Lamb being able to find that consistency of it.
One out now, first and second for Townsend Thomas, the left fielder. Pops this one up. Shea Anderson, the shortstop, calls and catches, and there's quickly 2 away. Thomas now 1 for 4. So a big second out after the first 2 reached. And it brings up Kendall Grover, who's 2 for 3 today, and her second hit was the double last inning that cleared the bases, stepped in with the bases loaded and emptied them with the double to left field. Takes a strike here. Just wondering, didn't have the chance to speak with Kendall Grover, but would like to know how many Sesame Street jokes she hears. You know.
I believe Danielle and Courtney made them, you know, on the call yesterday, I believe. Courtney said she's watching a lot of Sesame Street these days.
Well, yeah, she's got the little one.
Right.
Yep. I actually have a Grover stuffed animal that I carry with me everywhere I go. I really do.
Little emotional support.
Yes. Hit in the air, and this is not the bust of Cincinnati, but it's caught by Quincy Lelio. A running grab for out number 3 to take away a base hit from Kendall Grover. Still 6-1 Florida, but the Gamecocks flashing some leather.
Quincy Lelio on her high horse coming in, saving a couple runs there for South Carolina.
was robbed of a base hit last half inning. This is Super Grover, who travels with me wherever I go. I'll tell you more about that in a little bit. But move to the bottom of the 6th here in Columbia, as Super Grover was looking for the bus to Cincinnati. Yes, 6-1 Gators as the Gamecocks come up for their set of swings here in the 6th.
If you heard me go silent on the broadcast, it was because I have no idea why he said that.
Well, when you have children, you will know. 6, 7, and 8 do up for the Gamecocks. Lexi Winters, the catcher, to lead things off. 1 for 2, a single, and then hit into a double play back in the 3rd inning. Takes a strike here from Keegan Rothrock, who continues to toil in the circle. So when my son was a youngster, he carried a Grover doll with him everywhere he went. We had an extra one, the one I keep in my bag. And so everywhere I travel for broadcasting games, I would take pictures in the various cities, stadiums, and all that for a photo album, so that when he goes to college or graduates college, he will have a photo album of all those places Dad was when he wasn't at home. So that's why Super Grover travels with me. Yes.
That's awesome.
That's the story. Now you know.
Very wholesome.
Yes. So he was able to work that into the broadcast. I'm pretty excited. My son is 16 now, so he has no idea that I still have Grover traveling around with me. But, you know, because he doesn't still have Grover with him.
Right, I would assume.
2-1 pitch, fisted. Oh, what a grab by Cahalan. Both teams flashing some leather here in the 6th. Takes away a hit from Lexi Winters.
I'll tell you what, this Florida defense is showing up. We saw Taylor Shoemaker yesterday make an amazing catch out in center field, and Cahalan here is like, hey, I can do one better. Watch me.
Takes away a base hit. Natalie Heath steps back in. The DP, 1 for 1 today. Single through the left side in the 2nd inning. Was lifted for a pinch hitter in the 4th. Now she's re-entered. Big Bat Nat, as they call her, the 5th-year senior. Trying to get her bat going. Again, had the single earlier today. Nat was 0 for 5 at the plate in her first 3 years at South Carolina. Had a whole bunch of injuries, didn't see a whole lot of playing time, and then last year was healthy and hit .282 with 6 home runs last year. It was great to see after not having any kind of production in 3 years, not getting a lot of chances due to injury, and then it all came together.
Coming back from injury, I think, is one of the hardest things as a player, as an athlete, no matter what sport it is, because you have to understand, like, your body is not at 100%.
Yep.
And trying to cope with that is very hard for a lot of athletes to get through their minds, and that's something we're seeing Ava Brown go through right now with Florida.
Upstairs, she coaxes a walk here. 5th walk allowed by Rothrock today. And the Gamecocks get a base runner. Last inning, by the way, was the first inning they did not have a base runner, as they were retired 1, 2, 3. In fact, they had multiple base runners in every inning other than the 5th today. Here's the shortstop, Shay Anderson. Had a sac bunt in the 2nd inning, walked in the 4th inning, was left stranded at second base. See if the Gamecocks get a pinch runner at first, and they will. Ansley Bennett will take over at first base to run.
Ansley Bennett is a super interesting kind of wild card on this roster, just because she wears literally every hat that she possibly could, right? We see her as a pinch runner. We see her as a pinch hitter a lot of times. We also see her in the circle, and every now and then you'll see her out in the outfield too. She's somebody that is just such a versatile Swiss Army knife kind of for this staff.
Yeah, excited to see what she can become in her collegiate career. Just a freshman. Bennett, 2-time South Carolina Gatorade High School Player of the Year. And it'll be interesting to see what clicks for her in college as her career develops. 2 balls, no strikes on Shay Anderson. And this is inside, and Rothrock struggling to find the strike zone for the first time all weekend, and that's going to draw a visit. And this may be it perhaps for Rothrock, who's thrown 100 pitches today, had the no-hitter on Friday. This little conference here, and Coach Tim Walton also going to meet with the infield.
And I think, you know, even if this is the end for Rothrock here, you've got to be so proud of your performance.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, even going off of Friday, but even today, you know, she's drawn a little bit more walks than she's probably wanted to. She's thrown more balls than she's probably wanted to. But overall, I mean, being able to hold this South Carolina offense to very little.
And her 12+ innings now, she's allowed 1 run and 4 hits. So yeah, she's obviously one of the big reasons Florida is what they are, at least on the defensive side. Obviously, this is a team that can score a lot of runs, but she'll stay in there. 3-0 the count on Anderson. Gets a strike on the inside corner. Chop foul at the plate, and Rothrock battles back to run a full count. Payoff pitch. Outside. Back-to-back walks, and again, the Gamecocks have multiple base runners. They've had multiple base runners in every inning except the 5th today, but still just 1 run to show for it.
That's a tough pitch. I still thought that was a very competitive pitch thrown by Rothrock. I mean, clearly a ball, but definitely a pitch that would get a lot of hitters to chase. Shea Anderson doing a good job understanding the situation right now with Rothrock, being disciplined.
6th walk of the day as Alyssa Hubermail checks in. 0 for 1 today, was a pinch hitter in the 4th inning and fouled out behind the plate. Hubermail, the former Florida Gator, in her first season with the Gamecocks. Again, missed most of last year with injury. And quickly, Rothrock way ahead, no balls and 2 strikes.
We just saw the graphic up there. About 50% of the time, she's throwing a first pitch strike. So as a hitter, you know, you have to be able to adjust, knowing, hey, you're probably going to get a good one your first 2 times up.
Look early. Over but low. Looking ahead for the Gamecocks, they'll hit the road this week. They'll travel to Clemson for their midweek game for the rivalry matchup there with the Tigers, and then 3 at Missouri next week and at North Carolina midweek next week. So a 5-game road trip coming up for South Carolina. 1-2 outside.
That stretch of games can be so hard when you're doing it on the road. But, you know, that midweek against Clemson, that's really big game, not only for this team right now, but for the program as a whole. I mean, you're talking big-time rivalry.
2-2. We'll have another one for the Gators. It's the opposite. They'll return home midweek game against Florida Gulf Coast, and then 3 at home next weekend against Auburn before they travel the following week for their rivalry matchup at Florida State.
That's always such a good softball rivalry. 2 softball powerhouses going at it.
Two, full count. And Rothrock 1 bad one away from loading them up. Warm-up work in the Florida bullpen now. They do have a comfortable 5-run lead, but 1 swing of the bat could make it interesting. Hit in the air down the right field line. Everyone chases. No one will catch. In the bullpen for Florida, looks like Caitlin Oxley, the sophomore, who pitched in yesterday's game. Another 3-2 to Alyssa Hubermail. Did she go around? Yes, she did. Hubermail thought it was ball 4 and got rung up there. It's the 6th strikeout of the day for Rothrock, and a big second out here in the 6th inning.
I mean, that's what Rothrock needed right there. Big strikeout there, not only to get the out, but also to limit the base runners right now very easily. Could be a different situation with bases loaded, less than 2 outs.
Here's Quincy Lelio as we head back to the top of the order. The left fielder 0 for 1 with a strikeout, but that's sandwiched in between a hit by pitch in the first inning and a walk in the fourth inning. Lelio, who gets on base a lot, and Coach Tim Walton out of the dugout. Fourth time through the order. And that's going to do it for Keegan Rothrock. Another good performance for her. She allows us 1 run on 4 hits. We've got a new Gator pitcher. We'll tell you about her when we come back. Florida Gators here today.
Yeah, Keegan Rothrock, I mean, still a stellar performance. 6 strikeouts on the day, doing a great job of changing elevations, using that rise, sprinkling in that changeup, not afraid to go inside to a lot of these hitters as well. I mean, when you compare her outing to Friday, yeah, maybe not as good, but still a stellar performance from her.
She gives way to Olivia Miller, the junior from Orlando, making her second appearance of the weekend. She inherits runners at first and second with 2 outs. 2-0 to the count now on Quincy Lelio, the leadoff hitter. Next one up high.
We saw Miller in the game yesterday against the Gamecocks. She's really going to utilize that curve. That's really her MO there. She'll throw a backdoor as well, and she also sprinkles in that good changeup as well, and giving the Gamecock hitters a little bit of a different look here as a lefty pitcher, challenging these hitters a little bit in a different way.
Yeah, yesterday came out of the bullpen, went 3 innings, no runs allowed, 4 hits, 1 strikeout, no walks. See her numbers on the year. The pitch to Lelio, hit in the air to left center. Shoemaker is there, and that'll end the inning. The Gamecocks leave 2 more runners stranded. They trail it 6-1 as we head to the 7th here in Columbia. Circle for the Gamecocks to pitch the 7th.
Emma Frito is really going to utilize that rise ball and also mix in her drop as well. Both those coming in about the mid-60s. She normally stays in the zone, doesn't necessarily throw a ton of balls, but, you know, with staying in the zone comes with a lot of swings as well.
Third pitcher of the day for the Gamecocks replaces Neely Lamb, who went 2 innings. She was charged with 1 run on 4 hits, a couple of strikeouts, 1 walk. She'll face 6, 7, and 8 in the Florida lineup. Gators looking for the sweep here, leading it 6-1. Ava Brown set to lead things off. Yep, some kind of a pinch hitter actually in the 6 hole. Ella Wesolowski checks in, the junior from Williamsville, New York. Her first season at Florida after 2 years at Mississippi State. Two-time NFCA All-American Scholar athlete. This is outside.
Emma Friedel's journey here to South Carolina has been really interesting. Coming over from Kennesaw State, a mid-major, bringing in here to the SEC. I mean, sometimes those worlds can just be night and day as far as competition level. I think she struggled a little bit with her confidence, you know, as opposed to feeling like she does belong here. I think that's, you know, something her and Coach Ashley Chastain Woodard have worked really hard on all season long and helping with her development.
Yeah, 2 years with the Owls of Kennesaw State. Last year had 132 strikeouts and 127 innings pitched, but starts off here with a walk, and the Gators get the lead off the board.
We talked earlier with the consistency with Neely Lamb, and that's something that we've been wanting to see. You know, the coaching staff has been wanting to see out of Emma Friedel, is wanting to see that consistency from her. She's come in at times and have really, really great outings, and she's been absolutely lights out. And other times she comes in and she struggles a little bit.
Cassidy McClellan to the plate, takes a strike, 1 for 2 with a walk. Fly to center and had that infield hit in the 2nd inning. Wesolowski at first. Ball and a strike now to McClellan. 6 runs, 10 hits, no errors for Florida. For the Gamecocks, 1 run, 4 hit. They've committed 1 error. We were talking during the break, though. South Carolina, they're going to be shaking their head when they look at the runners left on base today. Went around there. Gamecocks have had multiple base runners in every inning except 1. They've left 10 stranded. Only 4 hits to show for it today, but they've had a lot of walks and hit by pitch. They've left 10 stranded today in what, going up until the 5th inning, was just a 2-run game. And on the other side, great pitching by Rothrock to get out of those jams every time, not allowing a 2-base hit, a 2-out hit.
And that's the beauty of her and in her game as a pitcher. Like, yeah, she's given up a little bit more walks than she probably wanted in her outing today, but the ability to come in and just shut down the next hitter, I mean, that is what has really kept Florida in this game.
Yeah, you got to have a short memory, right? Whether it's a hitter as a pitcher, and go get the next one, and that's what Rothrock did today. Anytime she got in the jam, she got herself off the hook.
And with South Carolina, I mean, that's something you got to figure out. A lot of those, you know, runners were on with less than 2 outs. You know, it's how can we just advance and play the game?
Foul tipped into the mitt of Lexi Winters, and it's a punch out there for Emma Friedel for the 1st out.
Big out there for Emma Friedel, getting her first strike out of her outing here, even first out here of the inning. Just trying to limit the bleeding here and trying to hold Florida to 6 runs here in the top of the 7th.
Madison Walker stands in. She's the first baseman. Has had a good day today. 2 for 3, a double, a single, an RBI, and also a strikeout. And again, no holes in this Florida offensive lineup. This is your 8-hole hitter that's hitting .339 with 7 home runs. So they're hiding the kid with 7 home runs, right?
Can you imagine hiding that?
That's how much pop you've got in your lineup when you're your 8-spot hitter.
And that's just what you see in the SEC. I mean, think back to when they hosted Texas back in March. Going through that lineup 1 through 9, I mean, there was no weakness.
Florida, as we told you, already with 5 SEC series wins in the 6 series they played. Their lone series loss was at Arkansas, but they've got series wins over Kentucky, Missouri, and nationally ranked Tennessee and Mississippi State. And then here they've already won the first 2 games here against South Carolina, in a big lead here in the 7th in Game 3, looking for the sweep. By the way, Alyssa Hovermail now playing third base for the Gamecocks, the third baseman of the day. Two-one pitch back to the circle. Friedel's got it, goes to second for one, relay to first in time. Double play. Second double play turned by the Gamecocks today. And for the Gamecocks, their 19th twin killing of the season. Last chance for the Gamecocks coming up. They trail at 6-1. Coming schedule for South Carolina, they'll hit the road for a bit. As we told you, the rivalry matchup at Clemson in the midweek, and then 3 at Mizzou next weekend. Then another midweek on the road. And doesn't get much easier with home series with Texas A&M, and then at Alabama to close out the regular season.
I'll tell you what, have you ever been to a home Alabama softball game?
I have not.
It's crazy. The environment there, it has got to be one of the toughest softball environments to play in. And, you know, on top of that, Alabama.
Yeah, they're good at softball.
They're okay.
Yeah. That's when you look at the SEC, all the ranked teams, but you look at the teams such as Florida, you know, who've won a couple of national championships. Alabama, same thing. They're in the World Series most years. And then, oh, by the way, a couple of years ago, we added Texas, Oklahoma, just for fun. Bottom of the 7th, last chance for the Gamecocks. Carly Shelton to lead things off, and she'll lead off with a base hit to right center. Her second hit of the day after the solo home run in the 3rd inning. Good start for the Gamecocks here in the 7th.
I love that approach. First pitch she sees, takes it, drives it. Doesn't do anything too fancy with it, right? They're down 5 runs. If they want a chance to win this game, they've got to start slowly chipping away at that lead, and it starts with base runners. It starts with base hits. It starts with walks.
Olivia Miller in the circle, second inning of relief work as Ari Rohde stands in. Rohde 0 for 2 with a walk and a pair of strikeouts, both looking. And you know, Rohde getting a little anxious here after going back with the bat on her shoulder the last 2 trips. Rips that one foul.
It's very uncharacteristic for that to happen for Rohde, especially back-to-back.
As we said before, she doesn't strike out looking a lot, and struck out looking her last 2 plate appearances. And there's a solid smash into left field for a base hit. Back-to-back singles for the Gamecocks. As Rohde has her first hit of the day. Gamecocks not going down quietly here in the 7th.
I think she was getting a little frustration out on that swing, maybe a little bit, but hot shot there over into shallow left field, and Cahalan was maybe about a couple inches away from making another, you know, Sports Center top 10 play out there.
Rohde, a former high school hockey player. If she came up with that, you're thinking she may be dropping the gloves, you know.
Hey, I'm all here for it.
There you go. Jamie McKay stands in, the right fielder, 1 for 3, couple of flies to right and a single in the 3rd inning. Okay, some pop in the bat, 4 home runs. A couple of them have been walk-offs on run rule games. Hammered to the third baseman, Grover. Steps on the bag for 1, relay to second to get 2. And it's another double play. Second of the game turned by the Gators and the 4th in this series.
I mean, 4 double plays in a series. How often is that? But you check out their defense. Florida's defense has always been so sharp, so good. Actually came pretty close there to turning a triple play as well.
Tori Ensley stands in. Last chance for the Gamecocks. Grounder to short. Cahalan's got it. Flips to second. And that'll end it. Florida comes into Columbia and sweeps South Carolina, taking game 3 6-1 to pick up their 40th win of the season. They go to 40-5, 14-4 in the SEC. South Carolina drops to 23-20, 3-12 in league play. And Florida was impressive, I think, in all 3 areas here this weekend.
I completely agree. I think this is the best that we've seen Florida kind of at their peak right now. They are looking like a World Series team right now. They are looking like an Oklahoma City team right now, and it's paying off for them. For South Carolina, kind of a tough start, right? The no-no, getting run ruled, but a little bit more of a competitive game from them today. I like that they closed out with that.
That's going to do it for our broadcast today. For Julia Kennedy, for our producer Jessica Hinkle, and our entire SEC Network crew, I'm Brad Muller saying so long from Columbia.